Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Jacob.
And I'm Audrey.
And we're doing something very different today. Normally we do reaction videos, but today we're going to be doing our very first ranking video. 2024 is coming to an end, and this has just been a great year for rock and metal. There's been so many great releases that's come out this year. Yeah, there's just a lot to talk about, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking our top 5 rock and metal albums that came out in 2024. I guess technically you only got 4 albums, but whatever. It is what it is. It's cool. I mean, there's just been so much. I mean, we've had, Bad Omens to Falling in Reverse to Poppy and Knocked Loose. There's just been so much that's been coming out this year.
There has been a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and we've done a lot of I think this year alone for our channel has just been incredible as well. We've had a lot of positive feedback on all the reactions that we've done. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a great year. But yeah, let's just get into our top 5 albums of 2024. Perfect. So for me, number 5 for me is going to be a band that we actually haven't checked out on the channel. The band is Wage War. They put out their album Stigma earlier this year. Yeah, what a great album. The last song that they put out, Manic, I believe, was in like 2021. That was really the first time I really listened to them. I heard maybe 1 or 2 songs off that album, and I was like, okay, I like what these guys are doing. And I really enjoyed that album. So when they announced that their new album this year was coming out, I knew I had to check it out. And I don't know why we didn't think to react to any of their songs. I think I just listened to some of their new songs like on my way to work one day, and I'm like, oh, this would have been a great reaction because these songs were so good. But genuinely enjoyed that album. It's heavy. It's very catchy. There's a lot of catchy songs on there. And from what I've seen online anyway, a lot of people say that this album wasn't as great as the last one, Manic. I think it's equal for me personally. I really enjoyed it. I know I played it with you a few times in the car. But
I don't remember it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Like, I've never really listened to them. So I'm going to have to give them a shot, though.
Yeah.
Because I know you like them.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of other people like them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I should listen to them.
Yeah, I'll have to play it again one day when we're in the car together. But and something else that we forgot to mention: with each of the albums that we're ranking, we're gonna give like our 3 top songs from each album. So with that said, my top 3 songs from that album, I would have to go with it's stylized as Nail 5 is what it looks like, but I think it's really called Nails. And then after that is their song called Blur, and then after that Tombstone, which ironically enough, those 3 songs are in that order on the album, and it's just back to back. Like, you have this really cool, heavy, like, electronic sounding song, then you got this catchy one, and then you got this other really heavy one that has, like, blast beats and some, like, Pantera-style riffing, and, yeah, great song, great album. So, yeah.
Perfect. That's your 5, then?
That's my number 5.
Awesome.
So, you're number 4, I guess.
I sadly don't have a 5th, and it's mostly just because I'm still stuck on this album.
Oh, yeah, the Currents.
I listen to it still a lot, so I haven't listened to too much of new music. So my 5th one will be by Jairus Johnson, Dragonborn, actually. Wouldn't have listened to it if it wasn't for him. Yeah. I have heard of Jairus. I've watched him whenever he first got big, but I've never sat and listened to any of his songs. But I am obsessed with Game of Thrones and House of Dragon, and just listening to this album fits it perfectly. So if you haven't listened to it and you like medieval Renaissance vibes, the album is perfect.
It's like the perfect way to describe it.
And then I have 4 songs because
hey, that makes up for
I couldn't figure out which 3 because I really like this album, and I have 4 songs. So it would be, I had to write them down. So Welcome to Valhalla.
Yeah, there you go.
That one. And then Eat, Drink, War, Repeat. And then it would be When the Darkness Comes and Ode to Metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good picks.
Those are good picks, I think. Yeah,
I like that.
Absolutely. It was just too hard. I was like 3, but I can't knock one of the other ones out for Ode to, so yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, since technically you didn't have a 5th album, I think that's...
Yeah, it's only fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Show Jared Johnson a little more love on the album.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, and I could see that going up the list for sure.
Yeah.
The more I listen to it, but it's good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fun.
It is a good album.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, yeah. I like that. All right, well, so that was your number 4. So
yes.
for my number 4, I'm going to go with also another artist. All of these so far are artists that we actually haven't reacted to on our channel, ironically.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever. It just goes to show we listen to other stuff besides what we actually react to on our channel. But with that said, my number 4 is going to be Sueko. He released his second album called Attempted Lover that came out earlier in the year, and there was actually also a deluxe album that came out just a couple of months ago, which I actually really haven't listened to a whole lot. I think there's like 4 or 5 extra songs on that, which I remember, which I like. I couldn't really tell you right off the top of my head how they go, but just the original album, I really enjoyed that. Sueko's first album that came out a couple years back, probably one of my favorite albums of that year, maybe 2021, 2022. Absolutely loved that album. So when he announced that he was coming out with the second album and he had dropped his record label, so this release was just full on independent, like no label, it was all him, like he just
awesome.
And he went on a tour, which I ended up going to see by myself.
And he was with Jared Johnson.
No, Jairus was with Kim Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Which I saw that earlier this year. That was a great show too. But yeah, Sueko's album, Attempted Lover. I will say, after listening to it a lot, and after listening to the first album a lot, I was unsure if I liked it as much as the first album or if I liked it more. I think at this point, I enjoy it a lot. I don't think I like it as much as Sueko's first album. But I just love, I totally respect just the fact that he's now on his own. He's an independent artist. He's producing, releasing, touring, all this by himself. There's probably more to it that I don't understand, but that's, no help of a record label, basically. And I think that, like, the album itself is great. There's just there's a mixture of a lot of different stuff. You have some heavy, with some catchy, with some, like, more, I don't want to say acoustic, but just more sing-songy, like, I guess that you would get in, like, an acoustic song. Yeah, thoroughly enjoy that album. My 3 picks for that album would probably be Bathroom Floor. That's a heavy one. Love that song. Then I would have to go with 4:52 a.m. That's like more of a slower, really poppy, catchy song. And then 3, I'm going to have to go with Somebody Else. That's more of like a punky song that kind of has some breakdowns and screaming.
That's good.
Yeah. Good versatility from Sueko on that album, I'll say.
I feel like I haven't really listened to that one as much with you. But
we'll add it to the list, I guess. Yeah.
So we listen to mostly the same stuff, but he travels a little bit further for work. So there's like sometimes like I don't listen to the same stuff. I guess. Yeah. During that time. Yeah. But my third one will be Bad Omens, Concrete Jungle, the OST.
Oh yes.
Actually, so very similar to The Death of Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
But it's fun. There's like a lot of the songs on there are basically from older albums that they just kind of remastered in a way.
Yeah.
Or, just did differently.
New versions, right, yeah.
So, yeah, really fun. It's different. My favorite songs from there is The Drain. The Drain is the top. We actually did do a reaction to that.
Yes.
And, yeah,
that's a great song.
I don't know what it is. It's just like it just pulls me in.
Pulls you in. Pulls you down the drain.
And then, probably not going to say this right, but Hedonist?
I don't know. Hedonist? I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But really love that one. And then The Nervous System.
Oh, right. That's the one that has the female vocalist. She kind of sounds like,
but I'm pretty sure
from Flyleaf, right?
Hedonist is also a female, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think that's like a guy and a girl, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, both are really good. The album is fun. I really enjoy some of the live versions of the songs, like Fan, for instance.
We get the you know.
So happy they added that in.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that one's fun. So that would be my third.
I like that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people may not consider that like a new album because, like you said, it's a lot of the songs are like remixes of older songs, but there's also brand new songs like The Drain. I think Anything More Than Human, which is another one we reacted to. Van, Nervous System. Like, there's still, like, I think half the album is new songs.
Yeah.
And the other half is, like, you know, new versions, which I think that counts as, like, a new album.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
I count it.
Yeah. So if you don't think it's a new album,
well,
that's
sorry.
fine. Whatever.
That would have left me with
2? 3? Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, okay. So, all right. So that was your number 3. So now for my number 3. Okay. So my number 3 is going to be Falling in Reverse's Popular Monster. The funny thing about this album is, like, by the time the album came out, I think more than half of the songs on the album were already, like, released as singles. So I think when the album came out, there was, like, 3 or 4 songs that they didn't put out as singles or music videos or whatever. But with that said, truthfully, every song that we've checked out prior to that album coming out, like all the music videos and everything, absolutely enjoyed, thoroughly loved every single one of those. And to be honest, years ago, back in, like, high school, when Falling in Reverse was kind of getting bigger after Ronnie had, you know, left Escape the Fate and whatever, I remember a lot of people talking about Ronnie Radke and Falling in Reverse, and I had friends who listened to Falling in Reverse, and I just wasn't really big into them at the time. So, you know, fast forward years on the road, I mean, when they were putting out songs like Zombified and Voices in My Head, those really, like, pulled me in. I'm like, okay, so this is what Ronnie Radke and Falling in Reverse are doing. Yeah, they just sucked me in from there. And, yeah, all the other songs we reacted to have just been so good. I'm still kicking myself that we didn't react to Watch the World Burn.
We didn't.
Yeah, that was the one that we didn't react to.
Wow.
I don't know why. I remember you and me were, like, driving to the movies or something, and we're like, oh, it's a new Falling in Reverse song. Let's just check it out. And you and I were both like, that was crazy. That would have made a good reaction, but...
Yeah, I feel like we've been very cautious with that now. Like, if we know that something new is coming out, we really try hard not to be on social media or, like, see their accounts anyways. And then, like, really try not to listen. Because sometimes we can't react right away. We try our best, but, yeah, there's not really many songs nowadays that we'll miss.
Yeah. And that's one of the ones I'm like, man, I really wish we did react to. But, you know, all that aside, all those songs on that album, like, I just feel like, for me anyway, it's just so, like, re-listenable. Like, I can go back and just re-listen to this album. Especially, it's not really a long album. I think it's maybe between 30 and 40 minutes long. So it's just an easy listen to. Listen to it in one sitting and then replay, which I've done that numerous times. But, yeah, I think that's a great album. I think my top 3 songs from that would probably be Voices in My Head, just because that's really, like, the first song that, like, pulled me back in, or pulled me into Falling in Reverse. And then I'd also say Watch the World Burn, and then No Fear, which is one of the songs that, you know, didn't have the single. That's the one that has the Suicide Boy sound at the end.
I do like that one. It's different.
Yeah, that's a sick song. I love that.
Okay, good. I think that's good, because that album, there is so much that goes in it.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
a lot
like
of variety.
Ronald, for instance, it has, like, the rapping, the screaming, like there's just a lot. And you can really tell that they put a lot of thought into this album.
Yeah.
I would have it in my top 5. I just didn't listen to it much at all. I mean, we reacted to it, and then to some of the songs. I listened to Ronald a few times. Whatever I listened to otherwise was with him in the car. But, yeah, I haven't listened to it as much. But it is a very good album.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, good choice.
Thanks.
Okay. My second... And I'm just so shocked to say this. Never would I have thought that I would be saying Poppy would be in my top favorites. But honestly, and I know you guys wanted us to react to the whole album, and I'm so sorry that we did not get to do that. Yeah. And we've seen, like, so many comments, even to this day, please react to it. Yeah. And, like, it's just too late. We've
listened to it.
We listened to it.
A lot.
Yeah. That one will be my number 2, The Negative Spaces. It is honestly just so good. Every song is so different in its own way, and her vocals are outstanding in it. I mean, the range that she has, and I wasn't expecting this, honestly, and I wasn't expecting it to be, like, in my top.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah, but it was there. Yeah, so I really enjoy this album. You guys were right.
Yeah.
We listened. We didn't comment back, but we listened.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. So my top 3 songs would be Negative Spaces, Have You Had Enough, and The Cost of Giving Up.
Okay.
It was a hard choice though, but those are the 3 that like I feel that I listen to the most.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, just such a fun album.
It really is.
I can't wait to see more from her, and you know what else she does. Hopefully she sticks in this heavy metal rock, because she really is good.
Nails it.
And I know that, you know, some people don't like it and they're like, oh, what is the world coming to? Poppies and metal. But like,
right, yeah.
let her have that moment. She's doing good. She's trying.
Yeah.
Be open to it. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to see more. We are actually going to see her in concert.
Yeah.
So super excited for that too.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm excited to see how she does in person.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so crazy to me to even think that we're going to go see her. Because
I know.
I never in my life thought. I've known just the one song with her and Fever 333, and that was it. And so, yeah.
It is crazy that the journey that Poppy's had this year. I mean, especially with us when we first checked her out with Bad Omens, listening to the band, and we're like, whoa, okay, this was cool. And then
Suffocate.
Can't forget the Knocked Loose collaboration, especially with them being on frickin' Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Like, Poppy is blown up this year.
If you guys have not seen that, you should see it, because that was an amazing performance.
Yeah. She hits the Banshee scream,
oh my
and then
God.
Brian does the Re. He hits the Re.
Wow.
National television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Anyways, yeah, that was, wow. What a time to be alive.
So that was my second.
Okay, I like that. So for my number 2, I'm going to copy you a little bit. Not with Poppy, but my number 2 is also Jairus Johnson's album, Dragonborn.
Okay.
I've been following Jairus Johnson since, I want to say 2020 now, since TikTok, around COVID, and everybody was doing TikToks, and, you know, and I came across this artist who he did this one version of the Nirvana song, Smells Like Teen Spirit, but had this, like, cool kind of, like, trap, sort of, like, electronic feel to it, and I'm like, I kind of like this. I kind of like this vibe. And then I just started following him in hopes that he'd release like a full version of it.
Yeah.
In which he did, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And he released an EP, and then I've just been following him ever since. Mm-hmm. And Dragonborn is quite what I'd say, like what you were saying. It's nothing but medieval vibes, like Game of Thrones, Skyrim, just all of that sort of like aesthetic. What I would say is, Jairus Johnson is to medieval as to Ice Nine Kills is to horror.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's
Like like every song on Dragonborn, at least most of them, I would say, there's some sort of medieval like like melodies and tunes, things that you'd hear, you'd be like, oh, I know what that is. Like I've heard that before.
Yep.
He incorporates those sorts of things into several songs on that album, and. Again, also with like Swaco, Jairus Johnson went completely independent for this album. Did everything himself. He recorded everything. He's touring, promotion, everything, all himself. And yeah, he's a really talented guy. And he gets a lot of hate online, which I think is kind of funny. Kind of stirs the pot a little bit. But I think his music really speaks for itself. Like, his music is just fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, with the whole Game of Thrones thing, like, when I'm listening to Dragonborn, just the album in general, I feel like I could hear this music in like a Game of Thrones like show or movie or game or whatever.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, and he said he was heavily influenced by Game of Thrones and the video game Skyrim, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great album.
It really is.
I would say my top 3 from that would also, actually I think we have a few similar ones. Ode to Metal is one of them. Down with the Dynasty, I think, is also another really good one. And then I'm also going to go with The Story of Our Lives, which is the second song off the album, but I feel like that really kicks the album off. Like just riffing and the medieval vibes are just like at 1,000% in that song. True. So fun. Such a great album. Heck yeah, Jairus.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Good.
The future of rock, as he says.
Absolutely. I love it. So that was your second.
Number 2. All right. This is it.
Yep. Big shocker. Knocked Loose.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Number 1.
Okay. Yeah, no. I love this album. It is so, like, a quick album. You could just listen to it on repeat a few times.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
28 minutes?
It's
something?
just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I just love what influenced them for the album. You know, like he said how Ryan had gotten the name of the album was he was on the plane ride and he was scared. Somebody was like, you won't go before you're supposed to. And he's like, bam. You know?
That
so,
is
like,
a cool title, yeah.
It really is. And the whole album is incredible. There's not a song on there that I don't like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's outstanding. Really love the whole meaning behind it. And so my songs will be Don't Reach For Me is my top favorite song from that whole album. Yeah. I love that song so much. And then Take Me Home. Really like that. It's very eerie, a little creepy, but I love that so much, especially when they do it, because they do it perfect. They do the eerie creepiness perfect. And then the Calm That Keeps You Awake.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that one's a little eerie as well.
It is one of those. Maybe it's Taking Me Home. Is it the one that at the very end it has that old timey, like it sounds like a one of those wind up boxes?
Me Home,
is that it?
It's Take Me Home, and then it kind of goes into Moss Covers All.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which that was also a good one.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to choose because seriously, that album is outstanding.
Yeah. And
there's a reason why they are getting as big as they are, and they deserve it for sure. I feel, and there's nothing else I can say about it. It's amazing.
Definitely, like with Poppy, I think Knocked Loose really blew up this year as well. I mean, obviously the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, but they've been getting a lot of recognition from across the board. Like, especially, was it last year or 2 years ago where they were at Coachella?
Yeah.
I think since that point, and then to now, like, they're just rising in the ranks of just the hardcore and metalcore scene. Like, they're really become one of. I think they're becoming the band. You know, they're one of the bands of our modern.
I think so.
Modern times.
Everybody's talking about them, good or bad, but regardless, they deserve what they're getting.
Definitely.
I can't wait to see more from them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well deserved.
Absolutely. All right, so.
That tops it for me.
All right, so with that, my number one, gonna copy you again. I'm going with Poppy, Negative Spaces.
Crazy, right?
You know, it really is, just because, like I said earlier, we started 2024 with Bad Omens and Poppy, and we were like, this is Poppy? Holy crap. And then she did the Knocked Loose thing. And then she started putting out her own singles, and we checked out New Way Out. And that really, for me, that was like the big, like, switch. I was like, okay, I'm really liking this. I really like her voice. I really like the vibe that she's going for. And especially with this album, it was produced by Jordan Fish, who, you know, previously of Bring Me the Horizon, which you can tell it has there's a lot of different Bring Me the Horizon flavors in there, as well as stuff from other bands, to be honest. Yeah. And I think didn't like the previous guitarist or somebody from Fever 333 helped write.
I think his name is Steve.
Oh
from Fever 333. Yeah, he helped a lot with that as well.
Yeah. Well, man, what an album! Like honestly, a big surprise. And actually, I was torn between 1 and 2. Like, I don't know if I want Jairus or Poppy number 1 because I really like both albums. But Poppy, you know, this album just came out in November, so it's recent. And I've just listened to it more and more and more, and I'm like, wow, I actually really love this album.
Absolutely.
There's just a lot of emotion in it. There's a lot of a lot of great singing from her. And I feel like this is probably the most, like, mature sounding album we've had from Poppy. Because, you know, as she's been putting out these new singles, before the album released, I went back and I listened to some of her older stuff. You know, it's cool. But this really sounds like a mature version of Poppy, and she's really cemented herself in, like, the rock and metal scene, and I really love that for her. Yeah. I think she fits right in very well. What a great album. My 3 songs, I'm probably gonna have to go with Vital, which is ironic because I feel like that's kind of like an Avril Lavigne kind of early 2000s sounding song.
That's okay. Some of the songs are
so good, and they're all so catchy. But that's one of them. I'd also go with The Cost of Giving Up as well. And then I'm just gonna go with New Way Out because, like I said, that song really just kind of changed my viewpoint and my opinion of her as far as her music goes. Yeah, all around great album. What a great artist! I'm so excited to see her in the spring.
It'll be so much fun.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that about wraps up our 2024. This will be our last video that we post for the year. So again, thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep. Thank you guys.
If you guys have been around all this year, thank you so much for all your support and just sticking around.
Yeah.
It really means a lot. For the new
ones. Yeah. Thank you for the new people who have come around.
Yeah.
And, we do read all the comments that you guys leave. We appreciate the love and support that you guys have given us, liking and sharing and everything.
Yeah.
So, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We really enjoy doing this. It's so much fun. So we're going to keep on.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing this.
We can't wait for the new year. We feel like this year is going
God.
to be amazing with new music. We already know about Spirit Box coming out, so super excited about that.
I feel like 2025 is going to be a monster. Like 2024 was great, but 2025, there's all these artists that are rumored to be putting out new albums. Obviously, Spirit Box, Bad Omens, Sleep Token, Ice Nine Kills, Motionless in White. Probably so much more. Maybe Kim Dracula. There's probably so many albums that are going to be coming out in 2025.
Yeah.
So you better believe that we're going to be checking out a lot of stuff as it comes out. So if you
stick around.
if you guys are interested in seeing what we think on all these future songs, definitely stick around. And if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel if you want to see more from us in the future. Because like you said, we're just going to keep going at it in 2025, baby. So, I think that about wraps it up. So let us know down below what you guys think of our thoughts of our top 5 albums. What are your guys' top 5 albums of the year? We definitely love to hear all that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people saying Knocked Loose as well.
Maybe. Probably not Poppy.
Yeah, probably not Poppy, but Knocked Loose
Shocker,
is...
But
But, so that's it. So thank you guys again so much. We really do appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next one. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Later.
Bye.